Welcome to Love Them Knives channel. LTK here in the house. In the house. Literally in the house. Any case, so much for worldwide, internationally known studios. Carter Squared, Ontario Knife Company. Right out of the box, how about this? Did you see that? Jimping. It's not just a good idea, it should be the law on a flipper tab. But it's not, okay? Right out of the box. Attack dog, here we go, right down the road. This is like LTK, I know you're gonna come unglued on this thing. This is a Robert Carter design, and it's a very interesting design. That's why I got this knife. I've seen it over and over and over. I keep rolling past it as I scroll through the knives, right? And I finally pulled the trigger on this thing. That's big old thick blade stock, isn't it? Hold on. Hold the train. Oh my God. Really? Seriously, folks? Wow. 0.2? Okay, well, what's that? 5? Oh, 5.2 millimeter. Man, that's, I mean, what? Does it get better than that? That's about 5.3. We're right on there. On the flat, I think I was catching the swedge there. 5.3, let's say about 5.3. So is that some stuff? Oh, come on, back up. Yeah, okay. Whew. I was going, man, that looks like a chunk of D2, doesn't it? Carter Squared. And this kind of black wash blade. Yes. Can it slice? Can it pierce? Not the piercing champion. Not the piercing champion. It's sharp. It's sharp. You know, one thing I noticed as well on this knife, it's made in Taiwan and not made in China. You know, when I talk about knives, have you know, kind of general, you guys, you've looked around and you've seen some really nice knives, and that, you know, Spyderco makes some of their, like, their ethnic series knives and different type of collaboratives and stuff, and they're made in Taiwan. Some of them are made in the US, but some that are made in Taiwan, you expect, kind of traditionally, I've always expected really good quality out of Taiwan as opposed to China. Like, I think it's going to be a little step up from China to Taiwan as far as quality goes. And this knife disappointed me. I don't think so. I don't think so. And what was really strange is, it was a couple of months ago, I watched Dr. Frunke, his review of this knife, and he loves Robert Carter design stuff and everything, and he loved this knife. And it was really strange because I didn't catch it until after I had this knife, and then I took it apart, put it back together, and then I watched his review just like a day or so ago, and he was apologizing for the backspacer not lining up. See that? I mean, actually, if you dig along here, the edge is higher here than it is here. So, I mean, that thing is turned a little bit. You know, it's like, it's kind of like, there's the backspacer, and it should be parallel, right? It should be level with the scales on both sides, but it's turned just a little bit, you know, because this is down. I can feel the scale is higher here, but here the backspacer's higher. So it's got that little, it's turned a little. And he apologized. He says, well, I took it apart, put it back together, so it's my fault, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, let me kind of address that. If you really think about it, you know, I've taken knives apart and put them back together a billion times, and I have never noticed that. I think this was off, period. I don't think this was his fault when he put it back together. These are a couple of little pins, tubes that go through there that accept screws on both sides, right? Oh, crap. Come here. I'm talking junk, and I should just be showing you the damn picture. Hold on. Really? Really, folks? Okay. So, see these? Okay. So these run all the way through, and they're threaded. So the screws come in from behind and then down from on top when you put this top piece on, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. So notice them bearings. I mean, Lord almighty, that's like black grease. That was the nastiest black grease crap in that knife I have ever seen. And look at that. Look at that. Man, that was a mess. That was a mess. Now, remember when you put it back together, see that? D-shaped inside? And that little, the only one like that. The other one is not that way, okay? So remember to put it back into the one where you have the little, never mind. I won't tell you that story. In any case, so internal, like stop pin, that kind of thing. These are the bearings. They're not ceramic. These are your steel washers because this is titanium frame, right? Okay, so you got that. Obviously, no weight relieving done on there. Okay, and then of course there's your hardened steel insert with detent ball, blah blah blah. And what's interesting, you can't see any screw on the outside here for your insert. See that? Okay, interesting. In any case, here's your lockup. That's strong. That's 50-60% lockup on that. So this thing was a mess. When it came out of the box, it was not pleasant at all. And I don't appreciate not having jimping on the flipper tab, especially when you got a freaking 5.2 millimeter thick blade. That's a lot of blade, and it did not flip well. Check the action on this now. Let's get over the detent ball. Man, that's nice. Centered right up. Can this knife be a knife? Can it be a good knife? Yeah, it can be. So get ready, because that was disappointing. You know, I hate it when you get it out of the box and it flips like crap and you go, time to go to surgery. Thank God Dr. Frunke is a surgeon. So, you know, whatever. Obviously, he tore his apart too. But, you know, big duck foot pocket clip. Man, dang it. I know that's cool with that design. You see what they're doing here? I mean, I understand the design. I understand what he's going for here. You're flaring out, so you're flaring out. You know, you're following that. I get that. Here, it's a severe angle here. You're doing some angles. This is very angular design, very angular. Okay. Now, this top backspacer, like I was saying, you've got those tubes that run through there and you screw into them. That should locate that backspacer. That shouldn't wobble around unless they moved, unless they have slop in there where they put those tubes through there. Then it'd be possible maybe to do that. It shouldn't be that way, and I didn't notice them being sloppy when I took them out. So I think that's the way it locates. I mean, he had the same deal with his. So is that coincidence? Coinky dink? I don't think so. In any case, so, you know, wow. Nah, I thought I was going to be I had the Carter Prime. And actually, I do like this design better, but the Carter Prime was less problem. So, I don't know. I mean, it was less problem as far as out of the box and this and that functioning. This one's a honker. It's heavy. And if you haven't seen I didn't know if I had that's about all you get on here. Let's pull this down. Let's weigh this, because it's heavy. It's heavy. Grams. 181, about 182 grams. 6.4 ounces. That's a heavy knife. That's a heavy knife. Well, thick. How thick is that? these scales. 14.2, 14.1, 0.55. Not that bad, but you know, considering that this is 0.46, this is 0.55, it's a lot fatter. And blade stock, I mean, let's get real. Way, way fatter. This is much, much lighter knife. Much lighter knife. So if you're used to carrying 3.8, this is gonna, you know, this is about double your fun right here, right? Big lunk. Now, let's talk about some other things on this knife. First of all, the knife out of the box, it's painful. To me, it was. And after a while, it'd get even more painful right in here because this here is edgy. And I've had knives that are angular, but just not edgy. Don't hit you in the wrong way. But this one does. This one hits you right there. And I can't remember, I had another knife not too long ago that I reviewed, and it did look a little edgy in there, but it didn't feel that bad. And here's another one. I mean, this is the HEA wing one. This is angular, but see, this is not uncomfortable. This is not uncomfortable to function with. This one is. This really hits you right there, and it gets bothersome. It gets annoying. It gets annoying. And I'll tell you another thing that gets annoying. You grab the knife, if you got one of these, grab it like you would intuitively grab it. Here's how I do. And you know what? My finger's right here. My finger's right here. Have you felt this? That is, see how that kind of thins out? That is edgy. You can feel it, and it's sharp. And it's sharp. So when you grab this, and you tend to put pressure right here, because you're fixing to flip this flipper tab. And so you're putting a dent right in the middle of your finger right here. I don't like that. I do not like that at all. I don't like getting dug into here, and at the same time, it's digging into me there. And then, let's add insult to injury. This here is really edgy. I mean, this whole knife needs to be disassembled, and then somebody needs to just deburr all along here. That's not just an obvious burr, but it's like a raw cut that nobody really did anything with there. See? Let's see if we can find another, if we get another knife somewhere. Okay, see this one? I don't know, but I guess it may have been tumbled or something. But it's not edgy, and not that much of that is exposed, but no, that just doesn't feel edgy. Strange. I was thinking if I had another frame lock in here, like this. See how that edge is taken off right there? Not on this one. Not on this one. Hey, this rectifier is 145 bucks. How much is this knife? You know? About the same. Titanium and D2. And, you know, let's say 135, 150. Titanium and S35 VN. And definitely better fit and finish and machining and stuff. You know, I like the design. I don't know that they did Carter a lot of justice on this. I was really surprised because it said made in Taiwan, and I thought there was, I mean, I've seen some $18 beater knife production crap come out of China that actually was better done than this. As far as, you know, the edges, the points, I mean, that right there just grabs your skin. I mean, that's not good. And then go ahead, because the pain never stops delivering. This is edgy. If you'll feel that, that's just edgy right there. So, I mean, get your fingers on either side of that and just hold it. You're okay there. You're okay just doing that, okay? Flip it around. Well, that's okay. That's okay. You know, I mean, it's not like I'm delicate, that's for sure. But, you know, I squeeze it really good. I can feel the fact that these, because your flesh digs in there, right? I can feel that, where I don't feel that on other knives. I can feel those edges. I can feel that it's kind of grippy, edgy, sharp, edgy. Don't like that. I don't like that feeling. I don't like the fact that I have to tear the knife apart and purge everything, you know, and put it back together. I mean, you do. And some of you guys just do it as, you know, just an entry point. When you get a knife, you just like to put it to square of the way you want it. I get that, okay. But, you know, I hadn't necessarily planned on doing that with this knife. And then I go, well, it's for crap. I guess I'm going to pull it apart. I'm going to take picture. Okay, hold on. One more. Man, it's like, are those wheel bearings? They're almost all the way packed. Oh my God, I remember watching them pull wheel bearings out, you know, in the old days, and just, you know, just pack that baby full of grease, put it back on. Man, that's that's some stuff. I don't know what the hell. What are you doing in Taiwan? I mean, my God. And most of the Chinese knives I get are way, way better than that. Way better than that. So, I mean, it's just embarrassing. A little embarrassing. I don't know what the hell went on, but they needed to get the fit and finish patrol on this thing. Break all these corners. I think it would have been better. And I think they could have just rounded this thing a little bit more and not destroyed the design integrity. But I think they could have rounded this a little bit more. Definitely need to get your freaking machines together, and your tolerance is better than that, my friend, because it's a little higher all the way along. Yeah, it's a little lower all the way along. Yeah, okay. So at least it continues its deal. And this, I don't know. I would have done something. I don't know what. And I've seen these kinds of pocket clips before, but never really noticed them to be that edgy. No, I mean, when I grab it like this to disengage, I'm feeling it up against my finger here, you know? And then definitely when I go to deploy it, this is where my finger just naturally rests. And I don't like a knife that I can't be intuitive with. You know, I just don't like it. It's heavy. It's D2. And, you know, it's nice. I mean, it's nice contoured titanium. And, you know, you could do some pimping and some different things with it. But, you know, $135 for titanium and D2. I mean, like the Leon Ma Nuke, you know? I mean, I don't even think they're getting that for them now. I think last I saw they were around $100 a shot. So... was that steel? Oops, might have been steel in D2. But still, you know, you're right there where you got a lot of competition, and that just seems pricey. I guess you know, I'm thinking $88 to maybe $95, but I don't know. I just think 135 is maybe a little pricey. And you know what? I like the design, and I don't mind a fat knife. I don't mind big, thick blade stock. I don't mind D2. And the blackwash blade is cool. I like the overall design. It just needs to be taken apart. I don't know if you could even this up. You'd have to do that. I mean, it's just, I don't buy a knife so I can have a project that I can work 3 or 4 days on to straighten it up. I mean, I figured it should be straightened up when I get it. And that's all I'm saying. No, design is fine. Blade's fine. Blade shape, I don't care. Everything that they thought about doing, I don't think it's very... I just think they didn't take care of the details. They didn't take care of the details on this. So I'm a little disappointed. I really am. Interesting knife. Not for me. I can walk away from this one. That's for sure. Flanny, what do you think? Hell no. Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah, it's too bad. But no, it's just not my type of knife. There may be guys out there, I don't know, maybe your backspacer's more true. Maybe I did screw up. Maybe Dr. Frunky screwed up in reassembling. But you know, I've taken knives apart and put them back together, and everything lines up. I mean, that I can remember. I don't remember anything being like this, and you're begging for it when you do this kind of a flush backspacer like that. So, nah, me no like that much. Good size knife, you know. And where's Fancy? Come here. You know, like I said, it's not overly large. It's just way big time heavy. You know, and they didn't do any weight relieving on it, did they? So, and you know, if you do love this knife or want to get this knife, and I did print a little blurb out, White Mountain Knives has it, and you can get 10% off with your LTK discount. Just discount code LTK, $134.95. Yeah, it was $135. That's what it was. Carter squared. I mean, I like the design. That's why I got it, because I was attracted to this design, and the fact that it's a beast, like heavy, thick, fat, all that kind of thing. That was even more attractive. But then just everything it did to me once I got it. Just know, and oh, in case you know, 8.3 overall, 3 point, you know, your typical EDC size, you know, 8.3, little bit longer than the paramilitary 2, and then like same blade length, that kind of thing, etc. That blade thickness is tough. It's tough. It's tough. It's a lot of weight, buddy. 6.45 ounces, a lot of weight. Gotta let you go. Carter squared. I guess I'm too much of a square. Something. Not working for me. What do you know, Flanny? We're going to let him go because we're going to come back another day. Yes, with a different knife. Because you know what we do around here. What do we do around here, buddy? Oh, we love them knives. Yes, we do. So stay sharp, my friends.